Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of UP Fair and it's now the time where I talk about UP Fair as a host. Hindi na siya mainit. So in my previous video, I talked about UP Fair in my first year and how it usually happens and the atmosphere of UP Fair as a student. Now, I want to tell you guys how I experienced UP Fair in the eyes of a host and in the eyes of a person on the stage naman. So, the next UP Fairs, I had the privilege of hosting it. So, for my second, third, and fourth year, I host more than a day at least. Actually, it's something that I've been making parinig na to my org mates, to my friends in my first year. If UP Fair comes again, I want to be a host. Legit, I manifested it to everyone I knew, everyone in the vicinity of my person. I put that in my top UP events that I would love to host, would love to share the stage with. So thankfully, my org, they believed in me, guys. Bet on the people who bet on you. Parang ganun. They gave me 2 slots to host in the next year. So that's my second year. Yes! So ang laking hanga ko talaga sa mga UP Fair hosts kasi you are there for a 5-minute spiel to a 1-hour stalling and you don't know how long it's gonna transpire kasi it's usually technical difficulties or the band is still setting up or someone's not ready or the band ended early and you have to follow the schedule or you need to make the schedule tighter, so it really is such a roller coaster. So parang siyang Avengers Assemble sa loob ng ulo mo, parang come back, brain cells, let's go, let's do UP Fair, please. Prior to UP Fair, nagko-coffee na ako, lahat ng parang ang energy, grabe. Kasi I really need to have my 150%, 200, 1,000 performance in UP Fair. Because you don't know really what's gonna happen. You wear a lot of hats as a host. Trial by fire. There really isn't any training for you to prepare for UP Fair. It's just like, you have to coordinate with the organizers, the managers, the bands, the tech people, the guards as well on how it's all gonna go and how it's all gonna flow. I do have moments na parang, well, why did I do that? Why did I say that? What was happening in that time? Okay pa ba yung ulo ko? Game na ba? Game pa ba? And it's your job as a host to keep the audience there in that same spot with that same energy or to have that energy stored up for the next band. You have to keep them in the event engrossed and entranced with everything that's happening.
Paglayo, kung nais mong dalhin ang lahat ng
lumalabas na yung mga crowdsourcing. So, the audience kinda reflects the performances or the theme of the night handlers or that day. So, you have to do your research. It will test your wits and it will test your humor. I hope I developed a sense of humor after hosting UP Fair. I mean, I hope I entertained people at the least. Just finished UP Fair Kali Tunes and I'm exhausted. You can't go on stage and not know the advocacy because that is legit the backbone of UP Fair and the Night Handlers Day. You can also talk about current events. There was one time we talked about Black Panther. Masaya pag Valentine's ka nag-host kasi pwede kang humugot and people will just understand. So lumalabas na dyan yung mga spills na, sino single? Sino may jowa? Sino taken? Sino na busted? Sino na dito with their crush, their parents, their sisters? It's kind of become an institution or like a thing in UP Fair. And people now have been tweeting na they actually miss it. So, diba? The UP Fair crowd is also vocal. So, you have to be careful with what you say. Sana meron na tayong bingo card on the things that happened in UP Fair. I think meron na nangyari. I think nangyari na to. Sino single? Spiel by host. Band performance? Na lumilipan, SPG, but safe. I basically learned a lot from my co-hosts. I met a lot of great bands who I am still friends with, and I'm just really grateful for the experience as a UP Fair host all in all. I also see how managers take care of their acts and their performers, and they really have the heart to create the greatest performance ever. and to give the UP Fair crowd what they deserve and what they paid for. Your job doesn't start on the day, it starts when you are contacted, because you have to start researching, you have to understand the bands, the background of the bands, because if you stall and you don't know what to say, there was 20 minutes of stalling going on, and I have to sleep because I have 8:30 a.m. class tomorrow. Sometimes I interview the bands prior, especially kung friends ko sila. And it's just fun then na you're able to give that limelight to the bands who are performing, or the speakers who will be talking, or the advocacy and the organizers. I always make it a point to thank the organizers. Thank the tech people, the lights, the sounds, the managers, everyone who put time and effort to create UP Fair. So as a host, you get the feel of everything, you understand the event, and you bring that event closer to the audience, because that could also give them a different way to relate to the event and to appreciate the event more. And I'm honestly in the career that I love to do, so it's just something that I take to heart on all of this research, all of this effort in hosting. I'm still learning how to do all of this well, but I really am in that hosting career that I like to continue for the rest of my life. My first time of hosting was 2018 with Rev and Cosmos, and Rev was that heavy metal day. Grabe, trial by fire talaga, because with that heavy metal bands, you have the fans, and the fans are intense. Memory that stuck in my brain for that day was one of the bands was so popular that the fans were so intense, and the barricade to the stage was moving that they had to place the guards and the bouncers near the stage because it was gonna fall. And yung mga student organizers, me and the co-host, we were all like, I know I'm safe, but it looks pretty crazy out there. 2019 was the next year I hosted, and it was so intense because that was the time where I hosted 3 consecutive days. That was Tatsulok, Elements, and Cosmos. And imagine the strain in my voice. So in the last day, thankfully, last shift na ako with Ella Gomez, na I usually co-host UP Fair with. And wala na talagang boses. And thankfully, yung mga tao who were there in my first hosting day were still there in my third hosting day. And they were able to back me up on it. Like, I would say, guys, kayo talaga yung dahilan kung bakit wala na akong boses. Tapos sabi nila, woo! They were there the entire... yun na yung masasabi nila. Yun na yung maririnig ko, guys. Pero they were there from the first day, and I really love the UP Fair crowd kasi supportive sila, especially if they enjoy you and your presence.
Unfortunately, Yanni and I will have to say goodbye. It's okay. Say goodbye! Say goodbye!
Okay. That was also the year na wala talaga masyadong sleep because, you know, UP Fair, sometimes as a host, you host a shift and you want to stay longer, syempre. Well, we stay longer talaga. It's so fun then to stay until pack up na. Kasi sa-celebrate na, nagpipicture taking na yung mga organizers. Rightfully so, kasi you deserve it. Ben and Ben also performed most of the days in 2019, which I love. God bless Ben and Ben. I love you guys so much. / 2020 naman was my last UP Fair as an undergraduate. Kalye Tunes, Roots, and Cosmos. Also, in the first day in UP Fair, I did a Facebook takeover under UP Fair, so I was there for 4 days. It was my favorite UP Fair experience ever because it was my last undergrad hosting, and I was able to host with people who I've been in that UP Fair journey with, and I met a lot of different people as well. It was such a great experience. Kalye Tunes, super solid. It was the first time I got exposed to OPM, hip-hop, and rap. And prior to that, di talaga ako ma-hip-hop and rap at all. But that was the day when... Whoa! Whoa, OPM has this community and has this performance scene na I didn't experience, and I just found great appreciation for. One of my favorite performances at Kalye Tunes was Kio and Alison Shore.
Sabi niya sa'kin, gusto na usual na lahat.
And I was able to interview Kio for Rock in Focus na virtual. And I just gushed about how I love his performance with Alison Shore that day. Grabe talaga, I have a great appreciation for OPM hip-hop and rap. More so if it's done live. That was also the year when the worst thing happened in my UP Fair experience, gosh. First day pa lang of UP Fair, so we did a Facebook takeover. I was with Bea Pinlac and I don't know what possessed us, pero we did the rides. And prior to the rides, parang medyo na-feel ko na parang kaya ko pa ba to? Like, am I still is my endurance still up? Can I still do it? Hindi ko na talaga kinaya yung rides, guys. Even though I read the same thing years before. Yung octopus talaga. Sobrang sukang-suka na ako after. And after the rides, the entire time we were just there, just seated with our heads down, just drinking water because oh my god, what was that we experienced? Sobrang na-disorient ako, grabe. Shout out to Bea P for being with me in that experience. We can talk about this with our grandchildren or whatever, you know? All in all, what I love about UP Fair, it's advocacy driven, it's run by students, and it's just there to give us a break after a very long and rigorous semester. It's also a way to celebrate the new semester then. So students put in their time and effort to create this event for all of us. And the whole community comes together for a week of UP Fair. It was the event that really taught me to be adaptable and how to be courteous, how to be patient, how to be understanding as a host and as an attendee. And it taught me all about social issues and gave me faces to those who are behind the social issues or those who are experiencing that in their daily life. It's sometimes difficult to understand an advocacy if you don't know who is directly affected. And thankfully in UP Fair, they invite those people who understand it firsthand so that you can see that these are the faces who you're trying to help, because when you pay for a UP Fair ticket, some of the proceeds go to the beneficiaries and help them in their chosen advocacy. Thank you very much to the Student Council, the night handlers, the organizers, the bands, the performances, the speakers, the booth handlers, the ride handlers, the lights and sounds people, na ang saya-saya kasama kasi kapag sinasabi namin magpa-bubbles, nagpapa-bubbles sila, or smoke, or pa whatever. Tapos may isang time na I hosted UP Fair, tapos meron silang sound effects. So parang showtime talaga siya. And na-experience ko yun. Also, thank you sa mga guards kasi naging friends ko na rin sila as time passed. And some of them were stationed sa UAAP opening. Tapos nakita ko sila and we were able to take a photo as well. So, yung mga tao na yon, guys, hindi natin alam. Pero they're there to work and they're there to make the experience all the more memorable. So, let's just give a round of applause to them and appreciate them more. So, I also want to say thank you to everyone involved who made UP Fair possible. And every year, I miss UP. I spent my last months as an undergrad here in the lockdown. But it's just great that I have this opportunity to kind of reminisce with you guys and to speak about my experience in UP Fair, most especially one of the moments that I really enjoy as an undergrad. So thank you very much for listening to my story time. I hope that you guys commented your stories as well. I'd love to read them. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button so that you are updated on all of my releases here on my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! Stay safe!